Hey, good evening. This is Anthony with Wreck to Recovery. I want to share something with you that I realized when I was listening to a book today. I've been listening to a lot of different audio books, and one I'm listening to right now is called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And at the very beginning, he tells of a true story of a tech executive that he had met when he was a valet driver uh, at a hotel. Well, he was a valet driver, and he met this rich executive guy, that tech executive that had a patent um, on a router. He had something component of the routers on a computer, but anyways, he had a patent. So Morgan Housel said that the dude used to, he didn't give his name, but he said that the guy used to throw money around and just flaunting his money. And then he said one day the guy actually accidentally broke, or he, I don't know if it was accident, but he broke one of the lamps in the hotel. And the hotel manager told him, hey, that lamp's going to be $500. And this rich guy, this show off guy, he pulled out a wad of cash and said, 500. He said, here's 5,000. Now get out of my face and don't ever insult me like that again. And Morgan Housel said that years later he found out that the guy was broke. And it struck me so hard because I really saw this isn't a lesson about having money or money's evil, or like some people think. This is really a reflection of your character. And when and Morgan Housel even said that the guy really behaved with money like insecure, childlike stupidity, he described him as. And I've never done anything crazy like that, but probably because I didn't have enough money to. Because guess what? The times that I've been broken, not money-wise, but broken spiritually, when I was broken inside and I just felt like I felt worthless, guess what? Sometimes I sought, my self-worth. I tried to be, have self-worth through how much money I made, or, spending money left and right and being arrogant about it. I've blown money like that. Not like this dude, but there was a time that I'm a truck driver, and there's a time that I pulled into a pilot truck stop, and this was years ago. This is probably about 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago. There was I was just wandering around because I was shut down for the day, nothing to do, and this manager, as I was finally walking around inside the store, just looking, just killing time, and I started to walk back out to go back to my truck. And this manager came out, and he said, "Excuse me, sir," and he got my attention, and he wanted me to, he confronted me and said that he saw me take something in the store, put it in my pocket. He said, "Yeah, can you show me your pockets?" And of course, I was innocent, so I had no problem showing him. I said, "Sure." I said, "I didn't take nothing. I've been just killing time." I got bored sitting in my truck, so I just came in to walk around. And so I showed him my pockets were empty. I showed him everything. And finally, he was finally satisfied. But you know what? Inside that, I was insulted, and inside I felt like you know, I wanted to tell him. I didn't tell him, but I wanted to tell him because I had enough money at the time. I wanted to tell the guy, hey, man, you tell me what you think I stole. I'm going to go in there and buy 100 of them right now, you know, just to show him, you know, I had that attitude. And just because that my pride was hurt and everything, and I was out there and this manager, you know, thinking I stole, people walking by, hearing the commotion. And I realized, you know, I realize even now after listening to this story in the beginning of this book that, you know, when we are broken, when we are hurting inside, you know, when we're insecure, you know, we feel like crap. A lot of times, you know, we bow up. A lot of times we try to get value out of the wrong things. And I know now, you know, of course I've known, but I know now even more that, look, my value doesn't come from money. Money is a tool. You can give money, you know, you can send, you know, you can do a lot of good things, a lot of charity. You can help people with surgeries. You can help people with, you know, with a lot of things, you know, you can feed people. There's a lot of good things that you can do with money, but it will never determine your value inside. Only God can determine that. God made you in His image, as I said in another video, that we're created in God's image. And He died for us, and He thought so much of us that He sent His only Son to die for us. So just know that that's where your that's where your value comes from. And you don't have to bow up and because of insecurities or nothing like that. Just know that you're good, that you're okay. All right? I hope y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.